Hey guys, so today I'm filming my first ever YouTube turban talk video. I'm really excited. I've been thinking about this all week. It's sort of kind of weird because I'm going to be like reaching a larger audience than I'm used to when I do these talks. So I hope it inspires whoever is watching this, and I hope it helps you in whatever you're going through. So let's get started. Basically, throughout the week, I try and stay open to every experience and encounter and conversation that I have with the people around me, because I feel as though you can always learn from what's going on around you. And I try and pull from what I see around me and what happens to me so that I can use it to inspire you guys. So basically the whole idea of this week's Turban Talks is to not let other people tell you who you are. I feel as though in our generation we spend a lot of time focused on the opinions of other people. I feel as though in our generation we spend too much time worrying about what other people think of us and if our actions are pleasing others, to the point where we don't allow ourselves to be ourselves. We sort of kind of let people decide who we are or what we should be for us. It's detrimental to your growth as a person, especially when you're going out into the real world. I think we spend all of our time focused on how to please the people around us instead of pleasing ourselves. And we don't allow our personality to shine through our actions. I really try to, be real with these talks, and I try not to hide behind quotes and other people's ideas or sayings. Because I feel as in order for me to connect with you guys and for you guys to relate, I have to be relatable. So I try and stay as honest and open as possible. So I know for me growing up, throughout middle school and the beginning of high school, and even last year as a kid, I always sought to fit in with the people around me. Around like 5th or 6th grade, I was always like moving schools, just because I went from private to public, and I moved around a little bit in Maryland and DC, and then I moved here to California a couple years back. So I never had the chance to sort of kind of make roots. I don't know if that sounds cliche, but I never had any roots anywhere because I was always picking up and going somewhere else. So I didn't have my best friend being across the street from me, or I didn't go to Girl Scouts and like I've been friends with the same people up until I graduated high school. It wasn't like that for me. I'm blessed for my experiences of meeting a ton of new people. Even though I never had the chance to sort of kind of lay down roots or anything, I don't think that was a detriment to my personality or anything like that, because I think that sort of kind of helped me develop the skill of being able to be friends with multiple types of people and have friendships that transverse cliques or certain groups of people. But I will say that for a long time before I sort of kind of reached who I was as a person, and I'm still not completely there yet because you're always growing, you're always changing, but I never really knew how to just be myself, because I know from experience as a kid I was always trying to prove myself to the people around me because I wanted to have those friendships with those people. So I sort of kind of was jealous of the friendships that I saw other people have. So I tried to make up for that by, fabricating the truth or about where I was from or who I knew and stuff like that. Just normal kid stuff. And as I got older and I was given some leeway as to, how I wanted to do my hair or how I wanted to dress and stuff like that, I tried to mimic what I saw around me in hopes that it would help me fit in with these people that I wanted to be friends with so badly. And that sort of kind of set me up for failure later on when I would get around people who I should not have been friends with, and I let them brainwash me into believing certain things about myself that weren't true. And because I didn't allow myself to come to terms with who I was as a person or let my personality shine through, I sort of kind of fell into the wrong groups of people, or I ended up being friends with people who I shouldn't have. Now, I don't regret anything. I try not to regret the decisions I made, because I think everything that happens is for a reason. And I think even if it does not hold weight in the long run, it's definitely a stepping stone in your life, and it's a lesson that you can use to guide yourself to the next point in your life. So I've had plenty of friendships that have fallen through. I have plenty of friends who aren't the people I was friends with when I first moved to California. I have friends from back home who I have known since middle school who I am no longer friends with. So although at the time I imagined, oh, these are going to be my friends for the rest of my life because they lasted for so long, sometimes they're just really long lessons that I needed to learn. And this is one of those lessons. I think in our generation, we're so enamored with the idea of being accepted by those around us that we don't make our own decisions. We let the media tell us what to do. We let our friends tell us what to do. We spend too much time trying to be liked by everybody instead of just allowing who we are as people to attract the right type of people to us. Lately, I have been looking at my friend circle in a whole, immediate, non-immediate, neutrals, people I just talk to. And I realized there are some detrimental relationships that I have been having. So I have been, easing myself away from people or just completely cutting people off because they're not healthy relationships. Because I can tell now that I've grown up a little bit, I can see and look around and I notice the friendships that have been causing me to fall into the wrong circles and do the wrong things. And it's a big peer pressure issue. And I feel like peer pressure is underrated. I feel like it's such a cliche word that we as a generation, 16, 17, 18, even 19, 20-year-olds, we think, oh, there's an absence of it because it's such a generalized term. And our parents, when you start high school, or even when you start middle school, your parents sit you down and you're like, oh, they're like, okay, well, there are going to be new people and people doing things that you probably shouldn't do. Do not fall into peer pressure. And we've all heard that word before, so we're like, yeah, okay, sure. And you don't realize how true your parents are being with you until you find yourself caught up in a situation and you have no clue how you got there or why it happened or how it started. So I feel as though when you take a step back and you evaluate the friendships and the relationships that you have with the people around you, and this could be anywhere to your immediate, very, very, very close best friend to someone who you just have conversations with in class. Because every relationship that you have impacts you on a different type of level. And you don't know it, but people rub off on you. People's energies, their habits. If you spend enough time around someone, the little things that they do will start to rub off on you. I have friends who now say aggressive all the time, and it's one of my favorite words. I have no clue why, but I'm always like, oh my gosh, that's so aggressive, or you're so aggressive. Even in a joking manner, And like my friends have now picked up on it. Like my friend Summer, she says it all the time, and she's like, "Oh, I get that word from you, Gabby." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, I say it a lot." So it's not always bad things that you're picking up from the people around you, because sometimes what you pick up, like habits and things like that, can be really positive towards you as a person, but a lot of it can be harmful. So I think it's important that you, whoever's watching this, sits down and you figure out what makes you special. You evaluate your personality. You take the time to find what's great about you as a person. If that means you write it down, or you put in the notes of your phone, or you type it up in your in a Word document, or whatever creative way you need to get it out and look at it. And when you look back and you see what makes you great, what sets you apart, then I suggest, and I would really hope that you guys would do this, is I want you to look at the friendships around you. Not in a literal sense. You can do it at home, sit on your bed. A great way, like how I did it, is when I was going through my phone, I went to my contacts, and I have like a cajillion of them. So I was going through and I was deleting ones, and the ones that I deleted, in my head I made like a mental note, okay, this is someone I need to remove from my life. I don't think you hold enough weight in my life to have you saved in my phone. I don't think that we should have a friendship, if that makes sense. So you make mental notes of those people going through your contacts, or go through your Instagram followers, or whatever you have to do, and just make a mental note to slowly remove yourself away from those people, or you can altogether cut them off, but pinpoint the negative effects of their friendship and then start to remove yourself. Because if you do this, you'll notice a change in the quality of your life. When you get rid of the negativity in your circle, negative things stop happening to you. So when you increase the positivity in your circle and the positivity in your life, more doors will open. More positive things will take place because you've given room for these positive things to take up. So if you didn't get any of that from this week's Turban Talk, the gist of it was to find what makes you great. Find what makes you shine. Find what makes your personality come to life. And the people who don't allow you to be that person, those are people who you should start to weed out of your life, because they don't deserve to be in your wonderful presence. And that's it for this week's Turban Talk. So if you guys want to keep up with me on a daily basis and see what I do today, get an inside peek at my crazy life, you can follow me on my social media handles, which I will leave in the description box below. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, feel free to email me or leave them in the comment box. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys. Everyone who watches this video, I have a challenge for you. Name 3 things that make you great and set you apart and are the gist of your personality as a whole, and leave those in the comment box below.